Morning, Warriors! I'm coming to you guys at 4 a.m. Warriors, it is imperative, it is critical that you understand simple economics. And why is a warrior coach teaching you this? Because a warrior needs to protect their mind. Why do you think I have this cap on, guys? It's early in the morning here in Arizona. I'm Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. So I'm the host of the Coach JV podcast, anywhere you consume podcasts, one of the top motivation podcasts. I'm also a warrior coach. I teach people mind, immunity, generational wealth building, and teaching you economics. So you're probably coming from TikTok, maybe Facebook, maybe my Instagram page, but it is imperative that I share this information. I've been studying this stuff for a long time, for 9 years. I used to be in banking. I was a vice president of bank. I got a 4-year degree, business degree, and also I got a CBA executive banking degree. I understood banking at a deep level, but not really until I went into my spiritual journey and understood that my mind was losing control based on the information I was taking in. So those who have the power have the knowledge, right? They have the knowledge of what's happening, but when you learn this, Warriors, and if you're a parent, I'd highly recommend you teach your kids. Once you absorb this, go teach your kids what GDP is. That's what we're going to talk about today. Gross domestic product, okay? Before you do anything, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Hit that notification button. You're getting a YouTube video Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekend, bonus videos if I'm feeling it. But if I'm talking fast, I got a session coming up right now, but I wanted to get this out to you guys right away. Okay, so what is GDP? It's imperative that you know that. First, if you're in America and some countries, GDP right now for America is worse than the Great Depression. It's worse than the Great Depression. Our GDP is all the goods and services in the world, or excuse me, in America. If you sold all those goods and services, could you pay off your debt? It measures the economic health, okay? But don't take my word for it. This is the IMF. You're going to hear me talk a lot about the IMF. They are making big decisions. The International Monetary Fund has been meeting all through October, and there's some big changes. You're going to see the biggest changes you've ever seen in history in the next 3 months. But let's let this wonderful lady here explain what GDP is.
Hi, I'm Willa, and I work here at the IMF. What is GDP, or Gross Domestic Product, and why should you even care? GDP is all around us. It's cars, clothes, doctors, hairdressers even. It's all part of GDP. Let me explain. Some people produce goods like cars or clothes. Others produce services like doctors or hairdressers. So if you add up the value of goods and services, you get gross domestic product. Or you can add up incomes. If you add up the income of all the United States in 1 year, you get US GDP. So a higher GDP means everyone's doing great, right? Not always. You see, GDP doesn't measure, for example, how fairly things are being distributed. Some people may be getting all of this income, or how much the environment is being.
Let's pause for just a moment. Did you see where they just slipped that in slightly? Let's watch that again. Watch what it says.
Or how much the environment is being damaged. All of this income. Or how much the environment. Some people may be getting all.
What does that say right there? 1%. Put that little note in your.
All of this income. Or how much the environment is being damaged. A lot of cars may mean a lot of pollution. In fact, GDP doesn't even include some very important services, like childcare. If a babysitter looks after your younger brother for the day, they get an income. They're providing a service. But if your mom does the same exact thing and looks after your younger brother, she doesn't get an income, so it's not included in GDP. So GDP is failing to measure a very important service. But GDP is a good overall indication of how much an economy produces every year. So that's GDP. It's all around us, and it's very good to know.
Okay, what did she say, Warriors? She pointed at you and said it's very good to know. Then why don't you know what GDP is? I would make a huge bet that most of you had no idea what GDP is. That is your IMF. Let me show you some perspective here, Warriors. Let me close this real quick. Sorry for jumping around over here. This is important for us to understand. Okay, so you guys all probably all know who the WAP video, right? It has 264 million views. All our kids are watching that. We've all been disgusted by it as parents, right? Well, this is an international monetary fund, right? They are making decisions around our economics and how you live, how you walk, how you talk, how you consume, how you pay for goods. And the IMF only has 99,000 subscribers. This video only has 872,000 views, and the WAP video has 264 million. Wake up, warriors! It's time to wake up. So that's GDP, gross domestic product. So all the goods and services in America right now, we are worse than the Great Depression. So where are we at right now on October, what's the date today, Kev? October 28th, October 28th, 2020. Right now, we are going through the C word, the pandemic, right? You're going to get helicopter money. They're going to put more stimulus money out there. And that is actually going to increase, supposedly, the economy, right? They're going to put more money out there to keep you happy. Well, right now, most businesses are propped up by stimulus money. When the stimulus money runs out, the true growth is going to start or decline is going to start. My prediction is most small businesses are going to go out of business, and people who make $34,000 or less are going to be replaced by technology. Warriors, it's imperative that we understand economics and finances and we start to gain. That's how you hold on to this. That's how you hold on to the only temple that was not built by man's hands, is to educate yourself. When you had the education, she put it right in her video over the IMF, 1%. Why did she throw that in the video? The 1%. The 1% own almost all the wealth. And unfortunately, those who have the wealth have supposed power because they can control your knowledge, warriors. So we're going to keep these education videos coming. If you're interested in joining our private warrior academy, the best thing to do is click down below, join our global free warrior group. Kevin and I go live every single day. Kevin and I are going to educate you. It's Kevin Anytime on Facebook. We're going to educate you on a daily basis, and we're going to help you regain your mind and power, warriors. Warriors, rise! Let's go. Don't sleep on this.